So my name is Sukian Jonathan Nook, and this is gonna be one of the first weekly video reviews for my DP class. Pretty much it's gonna be like a DP diary, video diary. So this is where I talk about my growth as a DP. So we just completed our third week already this semester, and it's been a really interesting time being down here because I didn't think I'd be going into like a film school or really into the film industry. Like, I was fine with just media production in general, and I think my undergrad really set me up for that. But being here, I've been able to learn where my strengths and weaknesses are, and understanding what I do or do not know is very important, because as a storyteller you want to be able to tell your story using the various skills and techniques and tools that are at your disposal. And my biggest weakness is lighting is one of the biggest things that I just do not understand too much about. And the past 2 weeks we've been going into lighting and contrast ratios, and it's really opening my eyes up to these things that makes movies and films what they are. I've always been wondering how films make each scene kind of seamlessly or consistently have a look, and it has to do with contrast ratios. And I didn't know anything about that. So it's really awesome to learn about that, and how you can, depending on the type of story that you're telling, what contrast ratio to use, using light meters and things like that. So I have a light meter on my app that I downloaded here, and I was able to get readings for this setup that I have right now. I have this lamp over here, this tungsten lamp, as my key light, and the window light as my fill. And this is this is about a 2-to-1 contrast ratio, but it's kind of on 1-to-1, because I got a reading of 2 from this light, from this side of my face, and I got a reading of 1.4. So I think that's more or less 2-to-1, if not 1-to-1, because these readings change, and I don't know if this app is really accurate, because I'm using the rear facing camera, because it has that option, and also it's not really, the camera is not exposed to my face because I'm running a 50mm. And I know you don't want us to use this, but this is a photography lens, so it's on a f-stop of 4.5. Having completed our third week, we were able to learn how to use the lights, the different types of lights, and hard shadows, soft light, and how you can able to use that to tell your story, and how to set up the visual to pretty much suit what you're trying to do. We were able to light up a scene for a horror-esque type scene, and we had a hard time setting that up, because we were all on different wavelengths of what we know and what we don't know. But we also had a lot of communication problems, and I know one of my weaknesses is communication. Being able to articulate myself and assert myself into conversations is one of the things that I struggle with in life in general. And usually my thinking is someone will ask the question, someone will be in the same shoes, and they'll get the answer for the things that I would be wondering about. But if no one goes that route, usually I would say something, but sometimes I don't. So that's one of my struggles. But also like how to use the light to like, the textures of light. Um, and It's good to be able to learn the theories but also practice it in the same class, because for me, I learn by doing things, and I can't just talk about stuff or read a book. It's nice to use the book as a reference to get a basis of how things work, but like I learn faster by doing things, and that's something that I'm going to have to do. And after a conversation after class with our DP professor, um, hard work really pays through, and it really does pay through in any job and any aspect of your life. If you work hard, it's going to pay off in the end, and that's something I'm really going to have to just like do a lot more um, of, is working hard and just like drilling all these things into myself, but also give myself the time to make mistakes, because like our DP professor said, it's this is the time to make mistakes. Like, you don't want to make it out in the real world because it's gonna hurt your reputation. So I'm really excited to see how far I can bring my skill level, and what more I can add to my toolbox, and how to tell stories through visuals like more effectively and you know more meaningful, at least for me. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do these weekly videos, like how I'm gonna set it up, but this is gonna be the first one so far. The others have been like blogs and whatnot. So all right, peace.